Within the channel of any Reach campaign, you have the ability to edit certain items within the template of the microsite, and we can see those elements under the Formatting tab. In this case, we can change background color, footer text, tab color, etc. And depending on the template that you're using, you'll have different elements that are exposed. Reach gives you the ability to add which elements you'd like to have control over, and you would do that within the CSS file for this particular channel. Provided that you have FTP access to your Reach instance, and if you don't, you can contact us and we'll provide that for you. You'll then need to go to the folder which corresponds to the URL for your channel. And within this folder are a series of other folders and some files. The one that we'll be looking at is the CSS folder, and the corresponding CSS file within that folder called global_.css. Now, exposing an element in your channel is very simple. For example, right now we're exposing the background color, and it's done so by this comment that's here. So using regular CSS comment tags, you'll want to begin that comment with rxEdit. You can then follow it by an optional grouping. Anything which is in square brackets is a grouping, and this provides a grouping of certain elements together so that they're easier to see and manage. And then finally a label for the element that you wish to expose. If we again go back to our Reach instance, we can see the element here, page background, using our label, which now exposed allow us to change the page background color. And we can also see the grouping label we created as well, Other. Now we can see the same method has been used for a series of different elements such as background image, H1 and H2 coloring, and so on. In fact, you can expose more than just colors. You can edit almost any element within your CSS page. The only ones you can't are when there's multiple items. For instance, this border item here has 3 different values within it. If you had separated the border out into each of those items, you could then expose those elements. Let's try a different example here. Let's expose the font size. Looking at the comment I've added here, we have our rxEdit. We're putting the font size into a grouping called Fonts, and the label for this element will be text area font size. Let's go ahead and save this file. And then going back to our Reach channel and refreshing the page, we can see now we have a new grouping called Fonts, and our text area font size is here with a list of available font sizes that we can use. A couple of small items to note here. If you use the same label for 2 different elements, you can see one is for the H1 tag and the other is for the H2 tag. Just a single element will be exposed in your Reach channel, which applies to both of them. We can see our title text element here will now be applied to both H1 and to H2. So in summary, you can expose many elements that are within your Reach channel. You would simply need to add them to or locate them within the existing CSS, provide the appropriate comment, and then you can make the appropriate changes to them in the Formatting tab of your Reach channel.